Hey guys, I just thought I'd make a video because I just did a thing and maybe this will help somebody out who's kind of in the same spot as me. So basically what happened is this old axle here came apart on me. It spit its needle bearings out all over the place. And that's the tripod end of a manual transmission axle on the Fiero stock axle. And if anybody has a manual transmission, they know those are getting harder and harder to find. And, well, I didn't have one immediately, so I kind of had to figure something out so I can get this car back together. So this axle that we're looking at right here is actually an axle from an A-body, Pontiac 6000, Buick Century, that kind of thing. 4-speed transmission, HD brakes, which I think they all come with, and this is the passenger side axle. Now, why do I have this here? Well, because this is an OEM refurbished one. Let's get the part number here. A lot of people, you probably know that OEM axles are getting harder and harder to find, especially for these. But there's a whole lot of A-body axles out there, and they just so happen. See if we turn this thing on. They just so happen to have that same outer axle diameter, and then the neck down, that's right here, neck's down to about 25 millimeters. That matches the passenger side axle on a manual transmission Fiero. So here's the old part of the tripod that came out of the other one. Notice it's missing a few things. Look at that, it fits right on there. And if we go over here, oh, looks like I can put my cradle back together. That's pretty good. So for anybody who hasn't taken one of these tripods apart before, it's a little hard on a used one because they're full of grease and you have no idea what you're looking at. But basically there's a couple grooves. One right there that takes a big snap ring. One right here takes a small snap ring. When you deinstall one of these, or install them, installing is the reverse obviously, what you're going to have is it's going to kind of be on like this. And this snap ring, right here, is going to be in this groove back here. So you're going to pull this snap ring off, or just expand it a little bit and bring it back on the splines. And then you're going to push this back here, and it's going to reveal this one here. And this guy, just a little guy, you can use just a couple picks or little small screwdrivers or something like that to pull this out. You don't necessarily need snap ring pliers for it. But this is what holds this guy on in this direction. So after that, that'll just pop off. And to reinstall them is the reverse of the original. So when you buy these rebuilt ones, most of the grease is already in the boot. So try to take it apart with the, or excuse me, not in the boot, but in the tripod. So try to take it apart with the tripod on the bench, and all your grease, or most of your grease, will stay in there and you won't have a huge mess. Oh, one more thing. Almost forgot. So the part number I gave you with the 4-speed has the larger outer ends for the A-body style splines. I forget, or the hubs. I forget the spline count off the top of my head. Maybe I'll put it in the description. Maybe I won't. But if you've done an A-body spindle conversion with A-body outers or S10 outers, because they're all the same, because you want a bigger bearing and you don't want to chew them up, and you want to have parts in the years to come after they stop making X-car parts, this fits right here. If you need the standard Fiero stuff or the X-car stuff, I believe, I'm about 90% sure, because I looked it up when I originally did the swap, that the 3-speed auto stuff has the proper outer for you guys, but still has the right inner. So passenger side on these has the male tripod. The driver's side has the female tripod. So if you ever want to do this kind of swap and you need driver's side axle for the Fiero, what you got to do is you got to take the driver's side axle from the A-body, which has the female end, and a passenger side axle from the A-body, and you swap the male tripod end onto the female end, and you put a hose clamp here, or you do the right thing and you buy the little tool off of Amazon so you can actually do the proper CV boot things, which I finally did, so I'll probably replace this. But yeah, maybe I'll see if I can find some part numbers, put them in the description.